Welcome to Citrus College here in sunny Glendora, California for the 48th annual SmudgePot game. It is one of the best rivalries in the San Gabriel Valley since 1972. It's the San Dimas Saints and the Bonita Bearcats. Hello again, everybody. I'm Billy Lopez alongside Curtis Redmond, and we welcome you to Citrus College for SmudgePot 2019. Curtis, San Dimas comes in led by fifth-year head coach Mark Holman at 1-1 overall, and had a tough game last week against Whittier, losing 35-26 despite leading 20-7 at halftime.
Yeah, they had a great start last week. They're looking to have a great start again tonight, but keep it going. They got that grit and grind offense. They're going to run the ball. They're going to shove it down their throats and get ready to score.
And meanwhile, second-year head coach Steve Bogan has Bonita firing on all cylinders. They are a perfect 3-0, including back-to-back shutout wins against Diamond Bar and Riverside Poly.
Yeah, and Bonita's got that high-powered pass offense. They look to counter San Dimas' defense with a lot of big plays, and they got some playmakers on that offense.
And you mentioned the strength of Bonita through the air. That's an Achilles heel for this San Dimas Saints defense, who actually gave up 300-plus yards through the air against a Whittier team that, quite frankly, San Dimas feels they should have won.
Yeah, San Dimas, they got a lot of big guys on their team. They just got to stay physical. That's part of their game. They got to be physical.
As we take a look, Bonita will kick off to begin the 2019 SmudgePot game. They are the heavy favorites in this one. San Dimas will start off on offense in quarter number one. And for San Dimas, Curtis, who is going to be a player to watch if San Dimas wants to reclaim that SmudgePot trophy?
Yeah, if San Dimas wants to get the trophy this year, they're gonna want to get on the backs of Jacob Bucola. That guy, he's got 300 rush yards this year. He only had 375 all of last year. He's got 302 games. He's going to run the ball, and he's going to run it well.
Jacob Bucola, player to watch for the San Dimas Saints. The Saints in their all-blue uniforms, and the Bearcats in their white tops and gray bottoms. As here we go, the crowd is ready. Student sections on both sides on their feet. Curtis and I are on our feet here in the booth. And here's the kickoff, received at the 10-yard line by San Dimas, cutting it back to the 24-yard line and falling down at the 24-yard line. San Dimas will set up shop, 1st and 10 from their own 24.
San Dimas, they're going to get off to a good start here. Bonita's defense, on the other hand, they've only allowed 7 points all year.
It is a tough defense. They lead Division IX with 7 interceptions already this season. In fact, they are the #1 ranked team altogether in Division IX by CIF.
And that's an honor for that team to be ranked up there. Let's see what they can do.
So on 1st and 10, it's a handoff. And trotting across the 32-yard line for San Dimas. That's Arturo Orozco on the first carry for San Dimas.
It's a positive start for San Dimas. Nice little 6-yard gain up the middle.
From the Saints 31.
2nd down and 4 from the 31. Another handoff here on the left end. Trying to break a few tackles is Nicholas Kuda and gets shoved to the ground at the 32-yard line. Likely no gain, bringing up 3rd down.
Number 51.
Yeah, and there's that Bonita defense getting to him. He had to work to get back to the line.
Defense for the Bearcats trying to force a quick 3-and-out. 11-10 remaining in the first quarter of the 2019 SmudgePot game. San Dimas leads the series all-time 24-22. Both teams have one tie. Bulick takes the snap for San Dimas, and there's a flag in the back.
It was like a false start.
Illegal procedure on the Saints.
A false start on the offense. That's going to bring them back 5 yards. 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Saints. And that's a big penalty for them. A team that rarely goes in the air. They like to keep the ball on the ground. They change it from 3rd and 3 now to 3rd and 8.
Yeah, you mentioned they like to keep it on the ground. That's why they like those 3rd and shorts.
Marked on the Saints.
Their type of game is just gain a little bit of yards every time. 2 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards. And they look for that big play every once in a while.
San Dimas from their own 27-yard line huddled up. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. The freshman Lucas DeGraff sets up as the lone wide receiver on the right side. Another receiver to Bulick's left. Bulick takes the snap. Here's a pitch play. Looking back to Bulick. The throw is going to be just out of the reach of Bulick's hands. It was a nice trickery play that would have been huge for San Dimas on 3rd and 8. Instead, it's now 4th down.
That's what we like to see it start out the game, isn't it? Nice little trick play. He could have gone for 6, but it's coming back 4th down. Let's see what this Bonita offense can do in this next oncoming drive.
So the Bonita Bearcats defense, as Curtis mentioned, only has given up 7 points in their first 3 games here before league. And the punt will bounce around the 40. A great bounce for San Dimas, bouncing all the way in to the 11-yard line where they scoop it up. Killer punt by San Dimas off the boot of James Huey.
Yeah, after a not so impressive start, that punt by Julio. Good pins Bonita deep. They have a lot of field to cover.
Well, now it's a time for us to see this explosive offense of Bonita. Yeah, I've heard about it in the first 3 games. Sean Jastrab taking over JP Andrade, who, by the way, is with Ohio State now. The senior quarterback a year ago for the Bonita Bearcats. But now here's Jastrab on 1st and 10 from his own 12, is looking deep and misses his intended receiver by a long shot.
Yeah, you mentioned Andrade, quarterback last year at Ohio State now. He can play, and it shows now he's at Ohio State. And now they got Sean Jastrab. He's a big player, and he likes to hook up with Elias Williams. They connected for 2 touchdowns in each of the last 2 games.
2nd and 10 from their own 11. Out of the shotgun is Jastrab. Jastrab 0 for 1. Signals his running back. Hand it off, inside edge, and tackled at the 15-yard line by San Dimas to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, San Dimas, their front line, they're going to be physical. They're going to be tough to run against.
They pick up 3 yards on the carry.
3rd down.
3rd down and 7.
From the Bearcat 14.
Jastrab takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It's a little screen play on the right side, breaking a few tackles, stretching for the 1st down marker. Ball came out. They're going to rule it down. It's very close to a 1st down.
Number 3, Ethan Durham.
That was Ethan Durham, the senior wide receiver, looking to stretch to get that 1st down. It looks like he got it.
He stretched as he was falling down, gets the 1st down.
For the Bearcats.
So the Saints defense unable to get a 3 and out. The Bearcats on a screen pass to Durham pick up 7 yards. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Jastrab out of the shotgun, and before the snap, the flag comes out.
And you see that screen pass, they had great blocking downfield. Bonita they look to use their speed too. They got a good arm and quarterback, but they got a lot of speed too.
No score here at Citrus College, the 2019 SmudgePot game. Bonita Bearcats and the San Dimas Saints. 8:49 to go in the 1st quarter. Jastrab takes the snap, stays in the pocket, hurls it deep down the left sideline, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Elias Williams, right at midfield.
And there's Jastrab trying to find his favorite target, Elias Williams. Couldn't come up with the catch this time, but you know he'll be throwing it to him more and more throughout the game.
Elias Williams was a big playmaker in last year's SmudgePot. On the first play from scrimmage for San Dimas, intercepted senior quarterback Dylan O'Leary. And Bonita was on their way last year by a final score of 28-14 for the SmudgePot victory. Jastrab breaks a few tackles and then is going to get hit hard on the sack.
There's Arturo Roscoe, the linebacker, with a big hit on Jastrab. That's a big play for San Dimas.
Billy Hennessy as well in the mix on the sack to bring up 3rd and 9. A loss of 4 yards for Jastrab. Both offenses looking a little shaky early on. Jastrab missed his first target, and this time Elias Williams, moments ago, in and out of his hands. On 3rd and 9, Jastrab rolls out to the right side, throws right, incomplete. The defense of San Dimas holds up here. It is now 4th down.
He's looking for wide receiver Andrew Garcia, the senior. A little over his head, and it's 4th down.
4th and 9.
So early on, both defenses getting things going for both sides of the field.
And how about that San Dimas pass rush?
They got to Jastrab early on. There's the punt, and it's a short one, not a very good one for the Bearcats. It's going to trickle just past midfield, and they're going to scoop it up at the San Dimas 44-yard line. So really good field positioning for the San Dimas Saints. Let's see if they can do anything. Last time they were out, a 3 and out.
Now they'll look to stay away from 3 and out again, obviously. But we'll see what they can do. They're going to run the ball. It's what they do.
If you remember, it was a 3rd and 3. A false start sent them back to 3rd and 8. And it was a trickery play that, quite frankly, was wide open and just overshot the intended receiver of Ryan Bulick.
You got to love the play call by Mark Coleman.
Mark Coleman, 5th-year coach. He's 2-2 in these SmudgePot games. Bulick takes the snap, a handoff, running inside. A nice 1st down carry for San Dimas, tackled at midfield.
There's a Roscoe again. Got a 5-yard gain.
2nd and
Arturo
4
Roscoe,
from midfield.
150 rushing yards coming in to the game. 150 yards rushing in only 2 games, Curtis, so that's about 75 yards per game.
Yeah, and that just shows you they also got Bucola with 300 yards. That's 450 yards if my math is right out of the 2 of them.
Crazy rushing stats early on. On 2nd down, another handoff. This time tackled at the 51. Nicholas Kuda with the carry for San Dimas to bring up 3rd down.
Tackled by number 33, Joseph Ochoa.
There's
3rd
Joseph
and
Ochoa
4
with the
from the
tackle.
50.
San Dimas not quite in field goal range. I don't know if they'll punt from here either, so if they don't get this, it's probably some 4-down territory to start off the game.
3rd down and 4 yards to go right from midfield for the San Dimas Saints team. Bulick under center, takes the snap, drops back, looks left, throws left, pass is complete at the 50-yard line, and it's going to be 2 yards short to bring up 4th down. They got into Bonita territory at the 48-yard line.
And comes up with the 4th and short. Let's see what they elect to do. They're about right around midfield. I don't know if they want to punt. Looks like they're about to punt right now.
So James Huey, the senior, in for San Dimas to punt. San Dimas working from left to right on the field, wearing their all-blue uniforms, listed as the home team here in the 2019 SmudgePot game. Huey's punt is once again a good one. It's going to pin Bonita within their own 20, right at their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, another good punt by the Saints. Pinning Bonita deep again. Let's see if Bonita can get that offense rolling.
5:34 remaining in the first quarter, still no score. San Dimas yet to get a 1st down. Back-to-back 3 and outs for the Saints offense. Bonita Bearcats getting their 2nd go at it. They got a 1st down the first time, and then a huge sack sent them back from 2nd and 5 to then 3rd and 9. A drop pass from Jastrab to Elias Williams made them punt the ball their first possession. And here they go into bunch formation. 2 backs behind Jastrab. Here's the handoff to the right side. Number 30 for Bonita, getting tackled by a host of Saints at their own 20-yard line.
Joseph Flores with the carry, getting about 6 yards on the play.
Joseph Flores on the carry. Tackle by number 5, Blue
We're about a 2nd and 4 right now.
When you could get half the yardage for a first down on first,
and 4.
it's a really good start. 2nd and 4 from the Bonita 21. Sean Jastrab, the junior quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off once again to Flores. Flores bullies his way, still on his feet, gets the first down, and is tackled at the 35-yard line.
And they gave it right to Flores again. Look at that pretty similar play for positive yardage and then some.
The junior Joseph Flores, a couple of decent runs, have pushed the Bearcats from their own 14-yard line to now their 37.
Yeah, and Flores is more their big back that they like to give a short yardage situations. He's got 2 touchdowns on the year, 106 total yards.
Once again, they stack the line. Jastrab takes the snap, hands it off once more. There's Flores again, getting decent yardage, 5 yards on the carry to bring up 2nd and 5.
Tackle number 2,
I mean,
James
if it's
Huey.
working, just keep going for it. There's Flores again, 3 times in a row. He's going to add to his rushing total
From the
today.
Bonita 43.
That old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
42.
Yeah, Flores 18 carries, 106 yards this year. Looks like they're going to give him a lot more opportunities this game.
Flores in the backfield once more for the Bearcats on 2nd and 5 from their own 42. They take the snap from the left hash. It's a play action. Jastrab rolls out to the right, looking downfield, throwing it. It's one-on-one coverage around the 30-yard line. Incomplete, no flags. Great defense by the Saints secondary.
Yeah, the Saints secondary is looking good. We talked about their run defense, but their pass defense is good too. Bonita's tried to go deep 3 times. Hasn't worked any of those times.
And that had to have been a huge game plan preparation for Mark Holman and this Saints defense. They gave up 300-plus passing yards a week ago to Whittier, losing that game.
It's
And
3rd
facing a
down.
tough offensive team like Bonita that loves to throw the ball in the air. The focal point for the Saints. A handoff to Flores, and a great stop by the Saints defense. They hold him to only 2 yards. It'll be 4th down from the Bonita 44-yard line. But a couple of flags here late.
Getting a little physical after the play. Number 1, Kamiko Parham. Let's see what the refs rule at.
It didn't take long for tensions to build and egos to collide. Here in the first quarter, 3:39 to go, no score. Bearcats and the Saints. They've been doing this since 1972.
You know there's going to be a lot of tension. Two big rivals. It's a historic game. And you know both schools had the pull-up challenge throughout the week. And San Dimas came out on top of that.
Huge win for the San Dimas Saints early on. The pull-up challenge announced by the PA announcer before the start of the game that pumped up this San Dimas crowd. You can hear the band in the background. They are moving and grooving here to our right.
The ref's taking a while to talk this one over. I think we can see 2 penalties right here that might offset. Looks like they're getting ready to punt.
San Dimas certainly thinks it's going to be a punt.
Personal foul on the Bearcats.
You see the ball
Yeah.
get moved way back. To
A
about the
loss of
20.
15 yards on that personal foul. Now from their own 29. 4th and very long. Deep back to receive the punt for San Dimas, right around the 30-yard line.
4th and 21 for the Bearcats. And the Bonita 29.
4th and 21. 3:39 to go in the first quarter. No score between the Saints and the Bearcats. You're watching this SmudgePot game on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, San Dimas Community Television. As the punt, it's a decent one, scooped up right around the San Dimas 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints once again with pretty good field positioning, but have yet to get a first down early on, Curtis.
Yeah, that Bonita defense been holding them. Saints been able to get a few positive yards on 3rd down. He's been holding it. Right now they're 0 for 2. 3rd down conversion.
Special thanks to Warehouse Pizza, located in downtown Laverne, providing some great pizza for the crew here for LVTV and KWST. Bulick takes the snap, a handoff on the inside edge for the Saints. Tackle made immediately at the line of scrimmage. Arturo Orozco with the carry.
And nothing going on that one. Bonita seemed to expect that one.
2nd and 8 from the San Dimas 41-yard line. It's a beautiful night here in Glendora. Citrus College playing host for the 2019 SmudgePot game. Bulick under center, takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, now gives it here on the left edge. A huge run and a first down for San Dimas. That's Jacob Bucola. You mentioned him being a player to watch for the Saints, Curtis. Gets the first carry right here and the first down for the Saints.
It was their first, as you mentioned, first down. Bucola able to get around the edge. And when he gets around the edge, he can get those feet moving.
He was a second-string running back a year ago behind Matt Sloan, who graduated. Bucola, now a junior, is the leading rusher for San Dimas with 300 yards. Here's Bulick rolling out to the right side. Incomplete. Intended for the receiver, Nicholas Cuda, right at the 38-yard line of Bonita territory. The passes have been there for San Dimas. It's just Butterfingers on the opposite side.
Yeah, you know, Bulick has an accurate arm. He doesn't throw much, but his arm's been pretty accurate.
There's a timeout on the field.
So on 2nd and 10, we get our first timeout.
Medicine Center Sports Physicals.
Charge timeout for the Bearcats. They take a timeout here with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Still no score.
Has been getting athletes back into the game for 3 decades.
Curtis, early on, we were looking to see Bonita with the offense, but it's been both defenses that have been the stars early on.
Yeah, both defenses have been pretty stand still. They've kept the offenses for very short yardage, and the punters have done a good job getting the ball down across the 50, making other offenses work a lot.
We're looking at our 5th drive of the game. This is the 3rd for San Dimas. Bonita has 2 drives and combined only 3 first downs for both teams, so the defenses aren't even giving up any yardage. If any, very minimal.
Yeah, and both defenses, I said it earlier, have been great on 3rd down.
2nd and 10 from the Bonita 48.
2nd down and 10. Ball spotted on the Bonita 48. The Saints are trying to march their way down the field, working from left to right.
We see San Dimas likes to stack a lot up on that offensive line.
Bulick takes the snap, hands it off on the inside, pushing their way for a few yards, and tackle made right around the Bearcats' 45-yard line to bring up 3rd.
Arturo Orozco, the 3rd on the carry.
And here's another 3rd down for the San Dimas Saints. Let's see if they can get a conversion here. Bonita's defense has been doing well holding them on 3rd down.
3 yards for Orozco. 3rd down and 7 to go from the Bearcats' 45. Ryan Bulick, the junior quarterback for San Dimas, under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right side, looking downfield, pass is caught at the 28-yard line, and moving his way in and tackled right around the 10-yard line. That's Billy Hennessy, a huge connection, Bulick to Hennessy.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, Bulick has an accurate arm, and we knew it was a matter of time before that came together with all those open receivers.
San Dimas rarely likes to go in the air, but on 3rd and 7, a great connection, Bulick to Hennessy, and they're in the red zone. First time either team has been in the red zone. And once again, Steve Bogan is going to want to talk things over with his squad. 2nd timeout for the Bearcats here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's the great thing about this game. You know, San Dimas, they love their running game. They gain the most yards basketball.
Most of the time, if you can pound the ball early on, it starts opening up the passing game, especially if your running backs are doing the work and gaining some yards.
Yeah, and always on defense, you can't anticipate. You always got to expect the unexpected.
Hennessy was tackled at the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Bearcats' 12-yard line. Hennessy, with his 3rd reception of the year, previously coming into today, had 2 receptions for 40 yards. One minute and 26 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still no score, but the Saints have been marching down with the help of their band here in attendance. And they are on the doorstep, 1st and 10 from the Bearcats' 12-yard line. Bulick under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Nicholas Kuda, who's going to lose a yard on the play.
Yeah, Bonita was ready for that one. They tried to do a little double hitch action, trying to bust it up the middle. Bonita was ready.
2nd and 10.
They say he gets back to the 12-yard line, 2nd and 10. Exactly 1 minute and counting to go in the first quarter. Hand off to the left side, running their way down and tackled once again by the Bearcats at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10.
Tackle by number 5, Bryce Valor.
And here comes another 3rd down. Let's see if
3rd
Bulick
and
and the
11.
Saints go to the air again.
From the Bearcat 13.
San Dimas loses a yard, 3rd and 11.
San Dimas so far 1 for 3 on 3rd down. Looking to get inside the 2 for a 1st down.
Likely the last play of the first quarter, 13 seconds and counting. Bulick out of the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, throws it. It's a screen play. The pass is caught at the 10, diving near the end zone and into the end zone for a San Dimas Saints touchdown.
And that's what this game's all about. You know, San Dimas, we've been saying it, they love to run. They've got most of their yards through the air, and they scored through the air.
San Dimas strikes first on a pass from Bulick to the end zone. Heck of a play, breaking a few tackles and shedding into the end zone for San Dimas. And they strike first here in the 2019 SmudgePot game. In for the point after. The kick is up and the kick is good.
James Huey's extra point is good.
James Huey drills the point after. And it's 7-0. Billy Hennessy with the receiving touchdown. Heck of a play by Hennessy right there. Makes the catch and just pulleys his way into the end zone.
That's back to that physicality of that defense. It's hard to tackle them. It's hard to tackle the San Dimas Saints.
Tell you
They
what,
got a full head of steam.
Tell you what, Curtis, his name's Billy Hennessy, but we might as well call him Bully Hennessy, the way that he got in the end zone on that one.
Yeah, bullied his way in there.
7-0 Saints here in the first quarter. 1 second to go in the first. So we'll get the kickoff and that'll be it, and we'll head to the second quarter. But what a start for this San Dimas Saints team, shocking the other side of the field. Bonita Bearcats already matching the amount of points they've given up in their first 3 games.
Yeah, I don't know if the Bearcats were ready to see that passing game from the Saints early on, but it's worked out.
So number 2, James Huey, leading this kickoff. 7-0 Saints. Louis kicks it off. Elias Williams receives it at the 10-yard line, cuts in the middle of the field, gets a few blocks at the 40, the 45, cuts back at midfield in San Dimas territory, breaking a few tackles and tackled out of bounds at the San Dimas 25-yard line. Once again, Elias Williams finds himself making a huge play in a SmudgePot game.
Man, he loves the big moments. We mentioned it earlier. Him and Jasher, but Williams right off the kickoff, all the way down to the 25. We love to see it.
How about a 65-yard kickoff return? And great field positioning for the Bearcats.
At this moment, we would like to introduce your guys' 2019 homecoming.
You see the speed from
If you
Williams.
could please
He's outrunning everybody. See that?
join at the student section.
Williams
at the
just
railing.
seems to never leave the field. He's on there with special teams. He's out there on defense, and of course, he's the premier wide receiver and #1 target for Sean Jastrab and this Bonita Bearcats offense.
Yeah, I think San Dimas knows that because they've only thrown it to him once.
And females, Natalie
Jasper's got to move it somewhere else.
Alexander
Referees
to
mark the
tackle.
ball at the 27-yard line.
Julian Dreyer. Eve McFarland.
Bearcats 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
Alexa Akela.
And after that San Dimas score, Bonita's looking to get some more momentum. That might have done the trick right there.
First and 10 for the Bearcats on the San Dimas 27-yard line. Jastrab with a single back out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left, looks right, throws right in the end zone, and a touchdown pass. Immediately, Jastrab to Jacob Horn. Lucas DeGraff was on the coverage, just about everything he could do except get his fingers on the ball. A heck of a throw and one spectacular catch. Jastrab to Horn, and just like that, the Bearcats strike back.
It only took one play to get on the board. They knew coming from behind. They haven't came from behind that much this year. I don't know if they have it all.
The first time they trailed in a game and they said, oh, you know what, we don't like this feeling.
Yeah, and there's Horn recognized at the start of the game as one of the top academic players for Bonita.
Also a dual sport player, member of the basketball team, as they mentioned before the start of this game. And you know what's interesting and could be a key moment towards the end of this game and the tail end of the fourth quarter. If Bonita trails, they have that explosiveness, Curtis, within them to march down the field quickly and score within a minute or two. San Dimas doesn't really have that explosive offense like the Bearcats. Instead, it's a slow, methodical drive. So if they find themselves trailing late in the game, it's going to be a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, you mentioned that Bonita already used 2 of their timeouts because they know they take quick drives. San Dimas, when they run the ball all that much, they're going to use those timeouts when they need them.
11:53 to go in the first half. 7-7 to score. A really good start to SmudgePot 2019. Pair of receivers back to return this kickoff for San Dimas. And what a boot. Received at the San Dimas 5-yard line, running it on the right end, breaking a few tackles, shedding his way to the 30, the 40, and pushed out of bounds around the 42-yard line. So we saw Elias Williams with a nice kickoff return, and here is a really good return for San Dimas as well.
Yeah, I mean,
First and 10
who knows? That's what we said earlier. Who knows what we're going to get? We're getting a lot of high-speed offense and some key special teams play.
First and 10, they mark him at the San Dimas 40-yard line, so they'll have to go 60 yards to find the end zone.
Both of these special teams returners, if they can just get by that first wave, it seems like they can go a long way.
Ryan Bulick comes under center. Looks like San Dimas only had 10 men out. Now they get the 11th and hold everything. There's going to be a timeout by Mark Holman. Didn't like
There's a timeout
the feel of that
on the
first.
field. Michelangelo's Pizza, a long
Only
time
had
San
10
Dimas
players
favorite
out there.
and
Then they
San Dimas
rush an
High School
11th
football
player out
sponsor.
there.
Michelangelo's
Play clock
has
was
been
winding
seeing
down.
players before their home
Might as well
games
just
for
call
years.
timeout. Make sure you're running the right stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take your timeouts home
Stop
with
by
you.
tonight after the
If
game.
you're miscommunication, you gotta use one.
11:45. Only 15 seconds have bled off the clock here in the second quarter. There was only one play for the Bearcats from their 27-yard line. They find the end zone to Horn. Picked up his third receiving touchdown of the season. And now San Dimas getting ready on once again another drive, their fifth drive. Their last drive netted them a touchdown, Bulick to Hennessy. But here they set up 1st and 10 from their own 40. Bulick keeps the ball, gets good protection, throwing it downfield, broken up at the 35-yard line. Great defense by the Bearcats. That's A.J. Moreno.
Yeah, we thought there was going to be another long passing play, and Moreno was able to get in front of it.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 9, Kyle Winkelman. Broken up by number 25,
It looks like Bulick's gained a little more confidence going to the air.
From the San Dimas 40.
I mean, that's what a few touchdowns, a few big gains through the air will do to you.
Bring up 2nd down for the Saints. 2nd and 10 to go. Here in the second quarter, 11:39 to go. Now the Saints working from right to left on the field. Bulick takes the snap, a couple of handoffs, and Kuda is going to be tackled, or rather Orozco picks up a yard, tackled at the 41.
Tackled by Brandon Stone.
Is a gain of 1 yard. The Bearcats were ready for that run play.
3rd and 9.
Already 3rd down again. Let's see what the Saints elect to do here.
3rd and 9. They've connected on their past 2 third down tries. If you remember, Curtis, it was 3rd and 11 from their own from the Bonita Bearcats 13-yard line. And it was Bulick to Hennessy into the end zone.
Let's see if he goes to the air again.
Here from their own 41, Bulick steps back, throws, and it's picked off at midfield for the Bearcats, hurling his way and tackled at the 28-yard line. A.J. Moreno with a huge interception for this Bearcats defense.
We saw A.J. Moreno make that big play on the long passing play, and then here he steps in front of the passing route, gets an interception, and gets the Bearcats right back to get ready to score.
That's Bulick's 2nd pick he's thrown this season. And for Moreno, that's an interception. The Bearcats now have 8 interceptions here in their 4th game of 2019. Averaging 2 a game, and get a big one here. So now 1st and 10 from the Saints 27. Deja vu once again. Jastrab takes the snap, throws, passes complete at the 20-yard line to Elijah Maldonado.
Jastrab's pass is complete to
There's Elijah Maldonado catching one. He's their team's leading rusher, 19 carries, 128 yards on the year, and 4 touchdowns.
A 9-yard connection, 2nd and 1, a quick snap, a handoff here to Maldonado, who breaks a tackle and gets wrestled down at the 15-yard line, but not before. He picks up
Elijah Maldonado on the carry.
a 1st down.
You see they go right back to Maldonado, this time on the ground, where he's used to running the ball.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats on the San Dimas 15. The first time they enter the red zone. Jastrab takes the snap, looks left, throws left, gets his receiver in the end zone. A quick strike to Ethan Durham, and the Bearcats, bang, bang, here in the second quarter have taken the lead.
Yeah, when they score quick. And there's Ethan Durham right up the seam, wide open in the end zone. Jastrab did a great job finding his man. Jastrab's 2nd touchdown of the game in as many drives.
So we await the point after. Jastrab had 10 touchdowns through the air coming into the day, already with 2.
And that would be Durham's third touchdown of the year. PAT is up, and it is good. And the Bearcats have a 14-7 lead.
That's the explosiveness that we've talked about, Curtis. A couple of touchdowns through the air. And very quickly, quite frankly. 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Bearcats, who trailed at the end of the first quarter 7-0, find themselves ahead 14-7 now.
Yeah, and that offense we saw by the Bearcats in the first quarter was not used to what we see from them, but these past two drives they've been back in the end zone. San Dimas looking to gain some momentum back right here. See if we can get another big return.
Deep back to receive the kickoff for the Saints. Number 29 for the Saints picks it up at the 3-yard line. Is going to run it out just past the 20-yard line and push out of bounds.
And that's Ben Goodrich. You saw him with the big return last time. Couldn't get much going this time. The Saints will be ready to run the ball.
First and 10 for the Saints.
The Saints now facing their first deficit in this one. First and 10 from their own 22-yard line as they trail 14-7 with 9:56 to go in the second quarter.
And we have been seeing a lot of pass plays from the Saints. Maybe trying to find other ways to score.
And before anything,
Penalty mark on the field.
a flag in the backfield. And the Saints cannot get the ball snapped. The play clock expired. 5 yards lost on the play. First and 15 now from their own 17.
First and 15 from the 17.
And then we see a little miscommunication again from the Saints. And it results in a 5-yard loss.
Buick with the handoff. Picking up the penalty yardage right there. 4 yards.
Again. Use the ball to Orozco a lot.
Orozco, the second leading rusher coming into the game, has gotten the most touches here in the SmudgePot game. 2nd and 11 now. And Bucola actually got hurt, was icing his ankle at the Whittier game a week ago at San Dimas. And so that's why we probably are seeing Orozco more often. The ball is tipped in the air and incomplete at the 35-yard line to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Saints.
The pass broken up by Jacob Horn. We saw him catch that touchdown earlier. Bonita's got a few guys that play offense and defense. You got a lot of playmakers that can get up there, just athletes.
There was holding on the offensive line for the Saints.
And you mentioned Bucola injuring his ankle last week. That could be what's leading to less touches this week. And that penalty bringing them all the way inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2nd and 21 for the Saints.
From the San Dimas 9.
So 10 yards on the penalty. So a couple of penalties here are pushing the Saints farther and farther back into their own zone. Now from their 9-yard line on 2nd and 21. Out of the shotgun, Buick takes the snap, throws from within the pocket, passes. Complete.
Ryan Buick pass incomplete, intended for number 11.
There's A.J. Moreno. We've seen him all over the field on defense these past 2
Moreno was
games.
able to get his hand in there and poke it out of Nicholas Cuta's hand. It was kind of a 50-50 ball right there from Buick to Cuta, and Moreno got his hand in there to punch the ball loose right before Cuta can make the catch. So now 3rd down and 22 to go. Bulick from his own end zone will dump it off in the flats and getting hit and tackled at the 5-yard line. Immediately out of the flats on the left end.
Looking to get a little screen pass to get to the outside on 3rd and long. Bonita was ready for it, broke it up in the backfield. And now San Dimas is punting from their own end zone.
Also 5 on that play now from their own 5-yard line, 4th and 26. The Bearcats are going to have phenomenal field positioning once again. As you mentioned, there's a bad snap right here and an even worse punt. This one's not even going to get to the 20 and takes a bad bounce. Wow, 1st and 10 from the 15.
And that's exactly what Bonita is looking for. They want to get some pressure on that Saints offensive line on the snapper. Force the bounce snap. And now they're ready to rumble from the Saints 15.
I mean, you give them the ball at the 15-yard line, it's 99% gonna find the end zone. This is a lethal offense here that hands it off to their leading back, Elijah Maldonado, who gets nothing. And to bring up 2nd down, 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. And we got an injured Saint on defense. Trainers are hustling out there. That's Kaneko Parham. He's a dual sport athlete as well. Plays basketball for the San Dimas Saints program. Is more of a football player, and he's going to be taken out of the game here. Walking with his own strength, though.
And you mentioned he's a multi-sport athlete. A lot of these kids are multi-sport athletes, and it's great to see when they're in high school.
2nd and 12 for the Bearcats.
So Maldonado lost 2 yards on the 1st down carry, 2nd and 12. They go through the air, connected to Durham, who breaks a tackle, spins his way near the end zone, and is going to be tackled right at the 1-yard line.
And Durham into the 1-yard line. That's thanks to a big block over there by Horn. Put a big hit on the Saints.
1st and goal right on the Saints' doorstep. Knocking in are the Bearcats, trying to scratch across their 3rd touchdown of the first half.
And this is a spot where they might look towards Joseph Flores again right on the goal line, trying to bully his way to the stacked offensive line.
Just as you mentioned, they're going to stack this line. And there's the handoff to Flores. Flores punches his way into the end zone. The first rushing touchdown for the Bearcats and for Flores. And the Bearcats are pouring it on here in the first half.
Yeah, you see what they went right back to Flores with a short gain to go. And they're on the board once again. That's 3 unanswered scores for the Bearcats.
1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line, though, Curtis. Phenomenal field positioning. And the point after is drilled right between the uprights, making the score 21-7 with 7:24 to go in the first half. Bonita Bearcats having a 14-point lead over the Saints. 21 straight unanswered points for the Bearcats.
And it all goes back to that field position. Each time they've scored, they've been in the red zone pretty much.
The first one was set up. Elias Williams got him to their 27-yard line on the kickoff return. It was a bad punt that got them set up, and once more here from their own from the Saints 15.
And you said 99% of the time they'll score right there. And I guess your math is checking out right now.
99's really high percentage, but thankfully the Bearcats didn't make me eat my words. As the kick is going to sail into the end zone for a touchback, the Saints will start off
1st and 10 for the Saints
from their own 20-yard line. You're watching the 2019 SmudgePot game on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, San Dimas Community Television. Billy Lopez alongside Curtis Redmond here, giving you the action of this 2019 SmudgePot game between the Saints and the Bearcats. Bearcats with a 21-7 lead. And the
Beers
Saints
crafted, not complicated,
moving on offense now.
as Eklund
1st and 10
as the
from their own
community
20.
serves.
Desperately needing to put up a score here to stay within reach of the Bearcats. They run it on 1st down and immediately tackled the defensive line, reaching out with his big bare paw and tackling him at the line of scrimmage. That's Zion Longzine.
Yeah, and there's that big defensive line for the Bearcats stopping the Saints' leading rusher, Bucola. Bonita looks like they're up to what everyone thought they were going to do today. After that rocky first quarter, the second quarter they put up 3 scores quick. Let's see if the Saints can respond.
On 2nd and 8, Bulick is flushed out of the pocket on the left side. He's going to have to pitch it himself and run. Gets the 1st down, sliding at the 38-yard line.
That's the first time we've seen Bulick use his legs today. And they're going to be successful if he uses his legs more.
That run results in a San Dimas
Looked really good on the broken play. Bulick able to hustle and bustle his way for the 1st down. 1st and 10 now from the Saints 37.
And Bulick's been looking pretty good today passing the ball. Just 1 interception, but he's been very accurate.
They hand it off to the right side. Nicholas Kuda, who gets tackled at the 41-yard line, picking up 4 yards on 1st down, 2nd and 6.
Tackled by number 25, A.J. Moreno, and number 33, Joseph Ochoa.
A.J. Moreno again with another tackle. One of the Bearcats' big defensive players.
5.5 minutes to go in the 1st half. 2nd down and 6. Bulick, a pitch play to the left side for a couple of yards on the carry, tackled at the 45-yard line in San Dimas territory. 3rd and 2.
There's Bucola again with the big head of steam, causing the 3rd and short.
3rd and 2.
You're saying Dimas' 7th 3rd down attempt of the day.
3rd and 2. They fake the handoff, rolling out to his left side. Here is the quarterback, Bulick, who's going to hurdle his way in for a 1st down past midfield.
There's the 2nd time this drive he's used his legs to get a 1st down. That offensive line for the Saints is doing a good job of clearing it out for him. Even though the receivers can't get open, he still finds a way to get a 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Now in Bearcat territory on the Bonita 47. Lucas DeGraff, the lone receiver, set up down on the bottom on the left side. Handoff here on the left end. That's Jacob Bucola, who gets 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8.
Tackled by Zion Longzine.
And there's Longzine again.
Joseph Flores.
Big defensive lineman for the Bearcats.
2nd
Before the
and
game, he had
7.
9 total tackles. That's his 2nd tackle this drive.
And pretty impressive ones to wrap up Bucola. 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Saints. They're at the Bonita 45-yard line. They trail 2 possessions here with 4 minutes to go in the 1st half. Bulick takes it from under center, hands it off once more. This time to Orozco, who picks up 4 yards to bring up 3rd and 4.
Arturo Orozco, the 3rd on the carry. Penalty mark on the field. Legal procedure on Saints.
False start on the Saints. Gonna push them back 2nd and now 13 to go from midfield. Penalties have been hurting the Saints, pushing them back farther.
Yeah, that penalty
2nd and
brings their
13
3rd
from
and
the 50.
manageable to 3rd and long.
2nd down and 13 to go from midfield. Bulick junior quarterback. Motions the running back. There's Bucola, who picks up 3 to make it 3rd and 10.
Tackled by A.J. Moreno.
And there's Moreno again with another tackle.
3rd and 10.
He only had 7 tackles all year, but he's been all over the field today.
3rd down and 10. 3 minutes to go in the first half. The Saints, if they connect here on 1st down, they got a couple of timeouts to work with, but clock is just ticking away. They started this drive from their own 20-yard line with about 8 minutes to go. They've shedded now 5. They throw it in the air, and this one's going to be wrestled and nearly picked off by the Bearcats.
Ryan Buell's pass is broken up by number 10, Brandon Stone.
Brandon Stone nearly with a pick, almost a second
4th and
interception.
10 from the Bearcat 47.
And there's another 3rd down stop for that Bearcat defense. They have held the Saints to 3 for 8 on 3rd down. And St. Dimas looking to punt again and pin the Bearcats deep.
2 minutes and 49 seconds to go. In the first half, signaling for a fair catch and making the fair catch is Durham at his own 10-yard line. 2:42 to go in the first half.
Is there caught by Ethan Durham. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats.
And the Bearcats will have to go 90 yards if they want to find the end zone for a 4th consecutive time. They've hit the end zone 3 times here in the second quarter. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground with the running back Flores. They have a 21-7 lead and have been pouring it on here in the second quarter.
This is where that high-powered offense will come into play. Just about 3 minutes left. See what they can do.
A handoff to Maldonado, picking up around 4 yards. Tackled at the 15-yard line to bring up 2nd and 5.
And as I was mentioning, that high-powered
Tackled by
offense
Frank Herrera.
getting a lot of yards through the air. They got those tall receivers out there. Got a huge advantage on those jump balls.
Quick throw to Maldonado, that's incomplete. Out of the hands of Maldonado. Jastrab missed the receiver. And quickly now it's 3rd and 5.
Down.
3rd down and 5. If this Saints defense can hold right here, force Bonita to punt, they'll have some time and a few timeouts to work with and pretty good field positioning. But they need to get a stop here on 3rd and 5. Jastrab in an empty pocket. Throws it to the right side of the field. Incomplete, broken up at the 30-yard line. Durham was the intended receiver, and he's hurt. Slow to get up. And he's going to get up, and he's going to hobble off the field.
Almost a big play by Durham right there. We've seen him go up and get it before. But Chaz Vila on defense. How about that defensive play right there, breaking up that pass? Now St. Dimas looks like they're going to have another chance to score. Just 2 minutes left.
4th and 5. From the Bearcats' 15-yard line. St. Dimas deep back to receive. That's Ben Goodrich at midfield. There's the punt. Booming one. It's going to bounce at the 40 and bounce out of bounds right at the St. Dimas 48-yard line.
All right, so the Saints have about 2 minutes. See if they can decrease this deficit before halftime.
Curtis, they do this situation in practice. They call it the 2-minute drill. You got 2 minutes left in the game, or a half. Can you march down the field and find the end zone, or maybe a field goal? They're down by 14 points here. They need 48 yards to go. They got $1:56 to go in the first half, along with 2 timeouts.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 timeouts is critical for this San Dimas team with their running game. Let's see if Beulah can lead them down the field.
Bulick throws left and is hit hard. The intended receiver, Blue Wallace.
And there he is again, Elias Williams with a big hit.
Blue Wallace had it in his hands and boom, popped out right away. If Blue Wallace caught that ball, I'm pretty sure Elias Williams is knocking that one out with that hit.
Yeah, I don't think he's hanging on to that ball any day.
It's going to take a special person to hold on to that reception and take a hit like that from Elias Williams. 2nd and 10 now for the Saints from their own 48-yard line. They trail 21-7 with 1:51 to go in the first half. You're watching the 2019 SmudgePot game on LVTV3 and KWST. Here's a handoff to the right side. Orozco tackled at the line of scrimmage, stays in bounds, so the clock keeps ticking. 3rd and 9.
And another
1-yard pickup.
Another big hit by the Bearcats.
Tackled by Caden Superman. 3rd and 9 from the St. Dimas 49.
Clock continues to tick. St. Dimas not taking timeouts. 3rd down and 9. No sense of urgency from the Saints. Yes, they figure if they don't connect here, they want to leave as little time. Here's another trick play. Huey's going to throw it and throw very short. Intended for Ryan Bulick, but that ball was underthrown by a long shot to bring up 4th down.
And that play was open again. They ran that earlier, their first drive of the game. And same result with it not being completed. One overthrown and one underthrown for the Saints. And now the Bearcats might be able to score one more time with just 57 seconds left.
Ethan Durham deep back to receive this punt, signals for the fair catch, lets it bounce, and it's going to be a great bounce for the Saints. They're going to pin the Bearcats once more within their own 5-yard line, right at their own 4-yard line. 45 seconds to go. They might just let this one head into halftime. Although you never know with this offense of the Bearcats.
I mean, they got 96 yards, but I'm sure they've done it before. Just 45 seconds left. They got a 3-score lead. They might just take it easy right here. Looks like they're just going to take a kneel. So, Billy, what has surprised you, and what have you expected from this first half?
Yeah, obviously I expected Bonita to come out strong. And the first quarter as a whole surprised me, Curtis. I was thinking Bonita was going to come out here and march down the field with ease. I got to give credits to the St. Dimas Saints defensive scheme in the first quarter. They were able to limit the offense of the Bearcats, specifically in the passing game. Josh Strapp could not find any receivers. And the St. Dimas Saints found the end zone. And only one time have the Bearcats allowed someone to get into their end zone. Only giving up 7 points in the first 3 games. And they had a 7-0 lead after the first quarter. And I thought, wow, this is going to be a pretty good game. And then in the second quarter, the script was flipped once more to the original setting. And what happened? The Bearcats poured it on. 2 passing touchdowns. Set up by Elias Williams on the big kickoff return. And then Flores has been pounding the ball for Bonita, finds the end zone to make it 21-7. Halftime now as the dance team is out there for St. Dimas. But what has surprised you?
I mean, obviously, St. Dimas scoring first, that was a huge surprise for me. But I think we kind of knew that Bonita was going to come back and score. But once again, that's a big thing for that St. Dimas offense. It can give them some confidence that they were able to score. And they're going to come out firing in the second half. And we'll see if Bonita's ready. Bonita can't get complacent.
So your score at halftime is the Bonita Bearcats 21, St. Dimas 7. You're watching the 2019 SmudgePot game here at Citrus College on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, St. Dimas Community Television.
take it to the floor. And then she bend over, yeah, yeah. Big, big booty on my lap, making up so soft. She a freak when she ain't got it. Throw that back, throw that, throw that, throw that. She a freak when she ain't got it. Throw that back, throw that, throw that, throw that. She a freak when she ain't got it. Throw that back, throw that, throw that, throw that. She a freak when she
That's your San Dimas High School dance team. Now under the direction of Kiana King, the school spirit line.
porque se candela, que aquí nadie va para afuera, esto lo bailan en la favela. Izquierda, derecha, para arriba, para abajo. Izquierda, derecha, drive, look alive. Came up on this side, now they on the other side. Oh well, y'all, we gon' step up, go to slide. Cause I told them that we behind is what I like. Do it. Hard. Whole club in there rockin'. Whole club in there rockin'. Whole club in there rockin'. All my homies up in there vibing. Hustle. Hard. Hard. Close mouth, don't get fed on this boulevard.
Dimas High School Spirit Line.
I was leaving after getting what I needed out of Lenny. That is, until I saw her.
We are moments away from the start of the second half of the 2019 SmudgePot game. We'll recap the scoring of the first half. It was San Dimas late in the first quarter, exactly 1 second remaining to strike first. It was Bulick to Billy Hennessy to find the end zone to make it 7-0 San Dimas. And then Bonita in the second quarter, an onslaught. Jastrab to Horn for a touchdown to make it 7-7, and then Jastrab to Durham to make it 14-7. And then Flores, a rushing touchdown, bullied his way into the end zone to make it 21-7, and that's our score here at halftime.
Yeah, that second quarter was all Bearcats. And they're taking a pretty commanding lead going into the second half. They're looking to hold their lead to finish the game. And San Dimas is looking to flip a switch and have some energy on offense.
Bonita will receive the opening kick. San Dimas elected to receive as they won the coin toss in the beginning of the game. Bonita deep back to their left side to receive.
And Bonita receiving the kick. They've only received one other kick this game, and if you remember, Elias Williams almost took it to the house. He took it about 60 yards.
65 yards all the way to the San Dimas 27-yard line. And then on the first play, it was Jastrab to Horn. For the third time this season, they connected on the end zone. But it's a game of halves, and it's a game of quarters, and now we're in the second half. Bonita 21, San Dimas 7. Still within striking range, but the Saints desperately need to get a stop to begin the second half. As James Huey will lead the Saints as they get ready to kick off.
And as we mentioned, Elias Williams back deep to return. Let's see if they give him one to return this time.
It's Durham catching it at his own 25, cuts back to the left, around midfield, and wrapped up by the Saints at the 25-yard line. No gain on the return.
Tackled by Tyrell
It was a
Rogers.
smart play by the San Dimas kicker to elected not to kick it to Williams, kicked it to Durham a little shorter, not give him as much running room.
Bearcats set up shop, 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. So they give Durham a couple of yards on the return. And the second half is underway as Jastrab takes the snap, hands it off to his back Maldonado, who runs on the inside edge between the left guard and left tackle, and is tackled after gaining 2 yards.
It was a good start for that San Dimas defensive line, able to hold Bonita short on the first play of the second half.
Refs give him a yard, 2nd and 9 from the 28. Sean Jastrab.
2nd and 9 for the Bearcats.
12 passing touchdowns to no interceptions on the year, has 2 in this game. Another handoff to Maldonado, who once again gets minimal yards on the ground, bringing up 3rd and 7.
Maldonado on the carry.
This is the 4th third down opportunity for the Bearcats. They're 0 for 3 today,
3rd down.
but that hasn't led to anything wrong with their offense.
3rd and 7 out of the shotgun. The righty Jastrab stays in the pocket, throws. The pass is caught at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, all the way into the end zone to Jacob Horn.
And man, what a time it was for their first third down conversion, as Horn took it all the way to the house.
To number 8, Jacob
Of 70 yards. Big play.
Jacob Horn, his 2nd receiving touchdown in the game, his 4th on the season. Jastrab now with 3 touchdowns through the air. And when it rains, it pours, and it's pouring here on the Saints.
And that's what Bonita does. They score quick into these quarters. Just like the second quarter, the first possession of the third quarter, they score.
45 seconds Into the second half, and the Bearcats have found the end zone. A huge connection from Jastrab to Horn. And it's an interesting note for Jastrab, Curtis. He took no snaps his entire first 2 years at Bonita. And of course, he's the son of longtime Mount Sac football coach Bob Jastrab. And Steve Bogan, who took over the coaching job at Bonita, is well known as one of the top offensive-minded coaches in all of Southern California football. And he coached at South Hills for Cameron Dean, who was his quarterback in the early 2000s, who's now an assistant at Mount Sac under Jastrab's father. And Cameron Dean was working with Jastrab all offseason long, getting him ready to be this star quarterback of the Bonita team. And just like that, Jastrab, who has had football in his blood this entire time, was taught by his father Bob and now by Cameron Dean, a star from South Hills back in the early 2000s. And he is putting on a show, trying to lead this Bearcats team to 4-0.
Yeah, football runs in that family. Jastrab, 3 touchdowns today, bringing his total for the season to 13 in just 4 games.
We want to give a shout out to the San Dimas High School cheer and dance team.
11:09 to go in the third quarter. Just starting the second half. This will be the first offensive possession for the San Dimas Saints.
The penalty moves the Saints up to around the 44-yard line. Bearcats giving them a little extra yardage on that kick return.
Couple of backs for the Saints. A handoff to the left side. That's Nick Kuda picking up 1 yard line, tackled at his own 45-yard line, second and 9.
And there's the Saints in the third quarter getting back to their bread and butter, their run game. They're going to need to go for a few more yards than 1 if they want to get back and get the lead.
It was a 28-14 victory for the Bearcats a season ago. Before that, San Dimas had won the prior 2 seasons. So the Bearcats looking to repeat back-to-back SmudgePot champions. Bulick escapes the pocket, is facing pressure. That's long seen in his face. Throwing it deep at the 30, incomplete, had his receiver, and it bounces off the chest of the Saints receiver.
And once again, another drop pass for the Saints. Bulick's putting it right there from. They just can't bring it in.
James Huey, the intended receiver. It would have been one spectacular play, escaping the pocket for Bulick on the left side, and instead it's 3rd and 9.
All 50-50 ticket sellers, can you please return your ticket buckets, please? All 50-50 ticket sellers, please return your buckets.
3rd and 9 from the Saints 45. The Saints working from right to left here in the second half, trailing 28-7. 10-22 in the third. Bulick hands it off on the inside edge. On 3rd and 9, they run it. A flag is thrown in the backfield of the Bonita side. Tackle is made at the 46-yard line. So unless this penalty is on the Bearcats, it's going to bring up 4th down for the Saints.
Yeah, there's that Bonita defense on 3rd down once again. Their defense is so tough when it comes to 3rd down. It seems like they really bear down.
Personal foul, face mask on the Bearcats.
This time, a face mask on the Bearcats allows the Saints to gain some more field position. That's two big penalties on the Bearcats. Puts the Saints inside the 40.
And with a big lead, like the Bearcats have, 28-7, the one thing that can get a team back in a game is penalties. But can San Dimas capitalize? In a single back formation, they hand it off to Nick Kuda. Kuda sheds a few tackles, gets 8 yards on the pickup, and is tackled around the 27-yard line in Bonita territory. Elias Williams in on the tackle.
Second and
One thing the Bearcats don't want to do is
From the
get
Bearcats,
complacent with their
27.
big lead, because that could lead to mistakes, and that could lead to a change of momentum as well.
2nd and a yard to go from the Bearcats 27. The Saints, gifted by a few penalties, have gotten their way into Bearcat territory. They hand it off. Picking up the first down for the Saints as Arturo Orozco marches his way into the red zone of the Bearcats.
Tackled by Steven Bustos. That run results in a San Dimas first down.
So Dimas knocking on the door here. Last time they were in the red zone, they scored. Looking to repeat that right here.
1st and 10 from the Bearcat 17. Again, the inside handoff and a big run on the left side once more. This time, Arturo Orozco getting in within the 10-yard line of the Bearcats.
Elias Williams. That run results in a San Dimas first down.
There's back-to-back big plays by Orozco, bringing them inside the 10 for a 1st and goal. And I don't know if you saw it, but after that play, Bulick and Stone from Bonita were talking. Didn't look like they were talking about anything good, though.
Yeah, definitely wasn't, hey, where are you going to go get dinner after this game? 28-7 is the score. You're watching the 2019 SmudgePot game on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, St. Dimas Community Television. Billy Lopez alongside Curtis Redmond. Back-to-back years bringing the SmudgePot game for you. Last year was a good one. It was out at the Covina Valley District Field in Covina. Different field here at Citrus College, a much larger environment, a beautiful scenery in the background with the mountains ahead of us, right by the 210 freeway, and nearby the Metro Gold Line was newly installed years ago, making its way down here to APU and Citrus College. They plan to get it all the way into Ontario at some point in the near future. Nonetheless, the San Dimas Saints, here in their first drive in the second half, have marched their way from within their within their side of the field all the way to now the Bearcats' 6-yard line, thanks to 2 huge defensive penalties on the Bearcats.
And the Bearcats had a quick start to this quarter. The Saints have a nice little drive they put together right here. And 1st and goal.
1st and goal, as Curtis mentions, inside handoff on the left side, picking up 2 yards to bring up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. Orozco tackled just shy of the end zone.
And Caden Subrin.
And it's the 3rd time in a row they've gone to Orozco on the ground. All 3 of those times they've gone for positive yardage.
There's a Bearcat injured on the play. Trainers from the Bonita side head out onto the field, still waiting. Elias Williams is right there on his knees for a moment, talking to his teammate and the trainers. And now they're going to head off to the sideline. Didn't really get to see what exactly happened there, so we can't speculate too much. You never want to see someone hurt.
It looks like Bryce Valor for the Bearcats. He's able to walk out on his own power. One thing about this rivalry game is you never know what you're going to get. And although these 2 schools are rivals, it was nice that at halftime, both of the cheerleading squads came together and took a picture together.
So you get rivalry and then you get friendships. And of course, these schools within 3 miles of each other. Bonita within Laverne, San Dimas obviously at San Dimas. And a lot of these kids on the field and on the sidelines as the cheerleaders, grew up in middle school, grew up in elementary school around, talking, hanging out, going to the movies together. And it was nice to see a little bit of sportsmanship on the cheerleading side during halftime. Coming together, giving some hugs, and taking a nice group photo. But here on the field, the Saints
2nd and goal from the 2.
are on the Bearcats' 2-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Let's see if they go to a Roscoe again for the 4th time in a row.
A handoff on the left side, diving in the end zone for a touchdown is San Dimas. That time is Jacob Bucola, one of the players to watch in the opening of this broadcast. Bucola finds the end zone for the San Dimas Saints. In for the point after, and that one is going to be blocked by the Bearcats and is short. So now it's going to make things a little bit harder for the Saints, who just found the end zone. It is now 28-13, so if the Saints can march down the field a couple more times and score, they're going to need to have at least one 2-point conversion now, Curtis.
Yes, they will. And you see, when they get in that short yardage for a 2-point conversion, they got plenty of options to go to. They got Bucola, they got Roscoe, they got Kuda. And they got a lot of short yardage options. And Bucola, you see him with that touchdown right there. He's one of their big impact players. They like to give him the ball within that short yardage situation.
28-13. Both teams finding the end zone in the second half on their first drives. Hui leading the Saints on the kickoff. Elias Williams in the middle of the field, deep back to receive this kickoff. Down on the bottom side of the screen is Durham, but Elias Williams will receive it, cuts back towards the middle of the field, and will be dragged down to the floor at the 31-yard line.
Elias Williams on the return.
There's Elias Williams. They
Tackled by Kyle
did kick it to
Winkleman.
him this time, but wasn't able to get anywhere. Now let's see
First and 10
if
for
Jazz
Bearcats
should
at the
lead the
Bonita
Bearcats to another quick
31.
score on their second drive of the third quarter here in the SmudgePot game of 2019.
The San Dimas Saints defense has been burned all in the second quarter and early on in the third. A quick outside pass
Sean
to Durham.
Grab's pass is complete. To number 3, Ethan
Picks
Durham.
up 8 yards, 2nd and 2
Pushed out of bounds by Jacob Bucola.
from the Bearcats
2nd
39.
and 2 from the Bonita 39.
And that was Durham with the catch again. I mentioned earlier, other than Williams, Durham has 184 receiving yards this year and 2 touchdowns, adding a touchdown today for 3 on the season.
Another quick pass to Durham, hit on the pass. Incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 2.
Look to get Durham, get the ball to Durham again. He took a pretty big hit. Looked a little shaky after that one, but looks like he's going to stay in the game.
3rd and 2, 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. 5-man rush for the Saints. Ball's handed off by Jashraf. Maldonado does not get the first down. He's going to be 1 yard short. 4th and 1.
4th and 1 from the
Bonita
Bonita.
is not going to try to go for it. Instead, they're just going to punt it, play it safe, and try to make this San Dimas offense work their way back into the end zone once more. But nonetheless, if anything, San Dimas has put up the most points that Bonita has allowed all season long.
They have, and that's a good thing for San Dimas going into the future, going into their next few drives.
Punt's nearly blocked. And San Dimas is going to let it bounce. It's a favorable bounce for Bonita. Pinning
Bonita's punt is
the
down
Saints
at the 27.
at the 27-yard line. 7:06 to go in the third. 28-13, Bearcats over the Saints.
Yeah, and the Saints scoring last drive. They're looking to march down the field, maybe take off some clock just by running the ball. Bulick looking to lead the Saints in the air and maybe even his legs a few times.
1st and 10 from the Saints, 27-yard line. Bulick takes the snap. An inside handoff on the left side is to Orozco. Orozco tackled after picking up 2 yards. Tackle made at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 7 to go.
And the thing about this offense is it doesn't seem like they gain that many yards. But they'll gain 2, they'll gain 3, and then next thing you know, they're at the 10-yard line.
The only thing that kind of goes against them is the clock.
Yep.
It takes a long time for this Saints offense to get from one side to the end zone. Bulick takes the snap, he's going to keep it himself. Rolls out to the right side, keeps his eyes down the field, he's going to run it himself, and he runs out of bounds, picking up 2 yards to bring up 3rd and 4.
Brian Bulick on the carry. Push out of bounds, line number 28, Caden Super.
And we see another 3rd down opportunity for the Saints.
From the St. Demas, 32.
They mark him at the 32-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 5 yards to go for this Saints offense. Hui set up as the lone wide receiver on the top part on the right side. Bulick runs out to the left, throws incomplete. I guess it was intended towards Orozco, but it was well out of his reach. Bringing up 4th and 5, a quick 3 and out for this Bearcats defense.
Yeah, and after a 3 and out for the Bearcats, their defense was able to respond and create one for the Saints as well. And they were able to stop them on 3rd and 5. And now Elias Williams is back to return the punt.
Elias Williams, one of the most dangerous players in this Bonita team. And the punt is punted out of bounds at around the 37-yard line.
Is out of bounds. Bonita Bearcats take over. 1st and 10 from the Bonita 35.
1st and 10 for the Bearcats from their own 35-yard line. Well, the last time this offense was out here, it was actually stopped. They were forced to punt. One of the very rare times they were forced to punt since the start of the 2nd quarter. Jastrab drops back, passes complete to Elias Williams, who stiff arms his way at the 40 and is wrestled out of bounds at the 40.
Pass is complete.
A quick 5-yard gain to Williams. As we mentioned earlier, Jastrab's favorite target.
Second and 4 from the Bonita 41.
6-yard reception to Williams, bringing up 2nd and 4 from the Bonita 41. The Bearcats working from left to right in their white uniforms on gray bottoms. A handoff here to the left side. Getting a 1st down is Andrew Garcia. The first time this running back has seen some action here in the 2019 SmudgePot game. Getting Bonita a 1st down just shy of midfield, tackled at the 48.
Yeah, Andrew Garcia with his first carry of the game. 9th carry of the season. He had 18 yards total on the year before. This game he was able to get a nice gain for a 1st down.
You got to give this offensive line of the Bearcats some credit. There was only one time where the defense got to Jastrab back in the 1st and they sacked him for a loss of 4 yards. Other than that, Jastrab has had the time in the pocket as this pass is incomplete out in the flats at the 45-yard line to bring up 2nd down. But Jastrab has had the time in the pocket, and not only that, but this offensive line has created holes for their running game to pick up a little bit as well.
Yeah, it seems like that their offensive line is always able to get that running game positive yardage. You mentioned earlier when they were on the goal line, they were able to easily score, and they've given Jastrab plenty of time to throw the ball.
2nd and 10. Trying to dump it out to his running back, Garcia. Incomplete. He threw behind
Pass
him.
broken up by Billy Hennessy.
And
Sean
it's
Jastrab
3rd down
for
and 10 yards to go on a couple of
Andrew
incompletions
Garcia.
by Jastrab. One
It's
was intended for
3rd
Isaiah
down.
Portillo, and this one was to Andrew Garcia. 3rd and 10 from the Bearcats' 48-yard line. Jastrab in the shotgun position. 3 wide receivers set to the right. And Jastrab is going to have to let it go. Gets it to his running back and is pushed out of bounds.
Sean Jastrab's pass complete to Andrew Garcia. But there's
Garcia
a
gets the
penalty
first
marker
down, but
on
there
the
is a
field.
penalty in the backfield.
And there's Garcia again. Let's see what this penalty is. Just thrown right as he was stepping out of bounds. San Dimas student section is trying to fire up the rest of this crowd.
Offensive holding on the Bearcats.
Penalty's going to be on the Bearcats. That'll repeat 3rd down. Third and 15 now for the Bearcats. What would have been a first down on the completion on the right, on the running back screen to Andrew Garcia.
And let's see where this puts the Bearcats back to. Probably about a 3rd and 20. Should be a pretty long game for them to get.
It was a long conference, and referees finally come down and set the ball down.
Holding on the Bearcats.
They call
It's
holding once more.
3rd down.
Mark it now at the Bearcats 45, 3rd and 13. Very capable offense to pick up 13 yards on 3rd down. From their own 45, Jastrab, the junior quarterback for the Bearcats, on an empty backfield, faces pressure, dumps it off to Elias Williams, and Williams is wrapped up as he crosses midfield, tackled at the San Dimas 49-yard line, and that will bring up 4th down.
There's 2 impressive drives on defense for the Saints
Frank Herrera on the
after
tackle.
giving up a touchdown. And they're looking to get the ball back. They got a little bit of momentum here.
Ben Goodrich deep back to receive the punt at his own 20-yard line. And you mentioned it, pretty good holding for this San Dimas Saints defense after giving up that initial touchdown to begin. And if they didn't give up that touchdown, it's a 1-possession game, 21-13, with a 2-point conversion. But instead, it's still a 2-possession game. Goodrich catches the ball, breaks 1 tackle, but is tackled by a couple of Bearcats after
James
picking up
Huey on the return.
just a couple of yards.
Tackled by Drew Ruiz.
On the return, it was actually Huey for the Saints, tackled at the 25-yard line.
And now let's see if the Saints offense can march down the field once again. They're looking to score, bring it into a 1-possession game.
This offensive line for the Saints is a pretty young offensive line, but yet they still find a way to create holes for this rushing game to get going a little bit. And one of the members of this offensive line, a newest addition this year, David Guerrero, the sophomore, has been a tremendous aid to this O-line. As Bulick faces some heat, pass is complete at the 35-yard line, or rather the 25-yard line, tackled at the 30. That was to Kuda on the reception.
There is a penalty marker on the field.
Bringing up 2nd down, but once again, a penalty marker on the field.
Yeah, during this second half so far, there's been quite a few penalties. We've already mentioned that San Dimas has had a few too many penalties to take, but
50-50 ticket winner.
There's
Get
another
your
one on there
yellow
right there.
ticket number for $972. Yellow ticket number 696837. Go to the ticket booth. Yellow ticket number 696837.
They're announcing a
Go to
50-50
the
raffle
booth
ticket
to
winner
collect
here.
your $972.
$972, Richard. Boy, oh boy, did you find yourself a ticket or no?
I did not. I was not able to pick one up. What about you?
No. That would have been a pretty good payday. 1st and 14 now after the penalty. It's an illegal block. Bulick on an empty backfield. Faces pressure, hit as he throws. Intended for Nick Kuda. Also, Lucas DeGraff was in the area. Incomplete. 2nd and 14.
And you see Bulick taking a shot there. You don't see them do that too many times. But they went for it that time, were unable to complete it. Now they're faced with a 2nd and very long.
Now Bulick, 2 interceptions today, has 1 throwing touchdown. That means he's got 4 passing touchdowns on the season with 3 picks. A handoff to Kuda on the left side, and bullies his way over a defender for the Bearcats to pick up 6 yards. Boy,
Nick Kuda on the carry.
that was Jacob Horn who got bulldozed on defense.
Yeah, Kuda just running right over Horn right there. You see he was able to use his speed to get to the outside, but he also used his strength.
And injured Bearcat.
Looks
That's
number
Ethan
3.
Durham.
Ethan Durham.
That'll be a huge loss, let alone in this game, but potentially for a few games. As Durham now is up standing. He's talking to the trainers. It looks like he doesn't want to leave the field, but the trainers are going to convince him otherwise. And now he's going to trot off the field towards the sideline on the far side. The Bearcats standing over there.
Yeah, that would be a big loss for the Bearcats if he is not able to find his way back in the game. He is Jastrup's 2nd leading receiver.
And he's got 2 receiving touchdowns today. And here's a big 3rd down for both sides. 3rd and 8 from the San Dimas 27. San Dimas desperately wanting to keep this drive alive and quite frankly needing to, as they trail by 15 points, 28-13. Couple of handoffs, and now they hand it off to Bucola. And Bucola loses 4 yards on the carry. 4th down, the Bearcats defense stuffs it up again.
And it seems like that's been the story all day. They get to 3rd down, it seems like Bonita's pretty confident in that situation, as we've said many times before.
1:55 to go in the 3rd quarter, 28-13. Bonita with the lead over San Dimas. Elias Williams at the 45-yard line to return this punt. Williams lets it bounce. San Dimas gets a favorable bounce as it edges its way right around the 29-yard line in Bearcats territory. A mark it at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 from the Bearcats 30.
The Bearcats have failed to score their last few drives. St. Dimas defense has been able to get physical, get in the backfield, disrupt a few passes. Let's see if they can stick to that right here and get the ball back because they need to score.
San Dimas brings 4 rushers. Handoff to Flores, who bullies his way for 11 yards, getting the 1st down. Joseph Flores has been an impressive running back today for the Bearcats.
He's been their leading rusher today. That play's coming back, holding on the offense. But he's been very impressive today. He's had a lot of positive yardage. He has a rushing touchdown. And he's only a junior, so he's got another year after this.
Bonita Bearcat teams really turned it around a year ago after signing Steve Bogan to the head coaching job.
From the Bonita,
In 2017, the Bearcats won 3 games all year. And then in 2018, Steve Bogan led them to a 9-4 overall record, 3-2 in league. Made it all the way to the semifinals in the Division X CIF playoffs, as this pass is going to be caught at the 45-yard line.
And that's A.J. Moreno. We've seen him on defense with the interception earlier. And now a nice catch for a big gain.
A huge connection, Jastrab to Moreno.
First and 10 for the Bearcats, and the St. Dimas 48.
Moreno's been all over the field. He's been getting tackles, interceptions, and now catching the ball.
First and 10 for the Bearcats. A minute to go in the third quarter. Bunch formation. Handoff. This time to Flores. And Flores picks up 5 yards, tackled
Joseph Flores
just
on
past the
carry.
45-yard line. But this Bearcats team, a game away from making it into the CIF championship game for Division
Second
10,
and 5
losing to
for the
Highland
St. Dimas 43.
42-27. This year under Steve Bogan once again for the second straight year, trying to regain some of that magic that they had a year ago and have a deeper run and bring home a championship.
Yeah, and it looks as if they got a lot of good things going for them. They got another good quarterback, as they had last year. They got
Joseph
Williams
Flores on the
back.
carry.
They got a good core receivers, a good defense. It's a team that can be pretty special.
The third quarter expires
After
here.
3 quarters, it's the Bonita Bearcats 28.
Bearcats 28, Saints
13.
13. A 15-point lead for the Bearcats as we head to the final quarter here in the 2019 SmudgePot game on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, San Dimas Community Television. Special thanks to Warehouse Pizza providing food for the crew today. The crew is out here setting up at 4 p.m. in the dead heat, 100 degrees over here at Citrus College. And it was a very, very hot day.
And not to mention, we're wearing all black. Doesn't make it any easier.
But now we're under the lights of the Citrus College. The degrees have etched their way into the high 80s now. One thing has stayed hot was the Bonita Bearcats offense. They've put up 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. And here they will start 3rd and 4. First play of the fourth quarter from the San Dimas 42-yard line.
A big third down for the San Dimas defense right here. If they can get the ball back, get a quick score, they'll be right in business, maybe even tie the game.
Flores in the backfield, set up on the right side of Jastrab.
Down.
Jastrab out of the gun. Jastrab is now going to motion Flores to the side. An empty pocket, a 4-man rush. Pass is complete to Elias Williams at the 35. Making his way all the way to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown. Jastrab to Elias Williams for another Bonita touchdown.
And we've been saying his name all night, Elias Williams. Do you see the speed right there? He can outrun anyone. It's like he did it early on a kick return. He did it right there. He's got wheels.
And the wheels keep on turning. San Dimas Saints struggling to tackle him. And here for the point after for the Bearcats. The kick is up, and the kick splits the uprights, making the score 35-13.
And the score is
Another
Bonita Bearcats
3-possession lead
13.
for the Bearcats. Well, after the San Dimas Saints scored in the tailing seconds of the first quarter, making it 7-0 going into the second quarter. Bonita has outscored them 35-6. And so other than that first quarter, this is exactly what we were expecting and what everyone was predicting as far as the San Gabriel Valley Riders were talking about for this game.
Yeah, and you got Jasper on Bonita. Got his 4th touchdown of the game right there. And Bonita, how about Bonita on the first plays of the quarter? They just love scoring early.
Once again, only 11 seconds into this fourth quarter. They've scored in the opening play of the second and the third, and now the fourth. Goodrich picks it up at his own 5-yard line, breaks a few tackles, and makes it to the 27-yard line.
Ben Goodrich on the return.
And you know Goodrich, if he can get some space, he can run too. And if he would have broken about one more right there, he might have
First
been
and 10
gone.
for the Saints.
It'll be interesting to see where these teams, specifically where San Dimas ends up in the power rankings for Division 9. You know, before the season started, these two teams were the top 2 ranked teams in that division. Bonita ranked number 1, San Dimas number 2. But after a faulty game at their home turf a week ago, losing to Whittier 35-26, San Dimas dropped from 2nd to 6th. And after this performance, it looks like Bonita will stay at that top of the power rankings. But San Dimas on the other side might drop even more from the 6th spot.
Yeah, they might. You got Bonita. They are playing the number 1 team, so San Dimas has played a solid game. They've scored 2 touchdowns. That's the most anybody's scored all year against Bonita. And they still got a pretty solid team.
Bulick takes the snap, escapes on the right side, faces pressure, throws it away, incomplete.
Ryan Bulick's pass.
3rd and 13.
3rd and 13.
The San Dimas cheerleaders trying to pump up the San Dimas crowd, who has had very little to cheer about outside that opening drive touchdown late in the first quarter to make it 7-0 Saints. And it looked like the Saints were going to play spoilers to the Bearcats here at the 2019 SmudgePot. The script was flipped once again. 35-13 is the score. Bulick, an empty backfield, throws right to Kuda. Pass is caught at the 24-yard line. Kuda breaks a few tackles for a first down and is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Kuda pushed out of bounds by Jacob Horn.
And there's Kuda again using his hands and his legs.
San Dimas.
They like throwing to
Touchdown.
Kuda out of the backfield.
1st and 10. Ball spotted at the San Dimas 45-yard line. On 3rd and 13, it was a beautiful reception to Kuda and a nice couple of tackles. Rather, block set up for Kuda on the right end. Bulick under center, takes the snap, an inside handoff to Orozco. Orozco breaks a few tackles, stays on his feet, picks up 8 yards.
Blue Wallace on the carry.
A correction, that was Blue Wallace's first rushing attempt of this game. Picks up 9 yards, 2nd and 1. It's a little tough from our vantage point to pick up the numbering of the Saints. They have just this gold trim on the outside and blue coloring on the inside. Bulick takes the snap, escapes left, throws left, incomplete, 3rd and 1. 10:19 to go in the game. San Dimas trailing 35-13.
Ben Goodrich.
And they face a 3rd and 1 from the Bearcats' 46-yard line.
And once again, another big 3rd down opportunity for the Saints right here. With just 1 yard to go, you think they're going to run it here. They like going
Got
to
the
Orozco
options.
up the middle.
Kuda fake it, or rather they do hand it off indeed. It's going to be close. They're going to give them the first down. Saints get a big first down, keeping their drive alive, making it 1st and 10. Blue Wallace, a couple of back-to-back carries.
Tackle
9
used
yards
for
and now
that
1
run
yard.
results in a San Dimas
First and
first
10.
down.
Ball spotted at the Bearcats' 45-yard line.
And San Dimas now 2 for 2 on third down in this drive, and that's Blue Wallace listed as a linebacker. But he can get in there and run the ball.
One wide receiver set up to the right side. A couple of backs for Bulick. Bulick fakes it to Kuda. Looking deep over the top of the safeties. Pass is complete at the 10. Into the end zone for a San Dimas touchdown. Billy Hennessy on the reception again.
And there's a second touchdown of the game you mentioned earlier. Bully Hennessy. That time it was Speedy Hennessy.
Bully and Speedy. Nonetheless, Hennessy with a great catch and a phenomenal throw by the junior quarterback Ryan Bulick, who just dumped it over the top of the two safeties on the connection to Hennessy.
Beautiful job splitting those safeties right there by Bulick. One of his better passes of the day.
It's going to be a fake. Looking down into the end zone, intercepted by the Bearcats. The Saints needed to go for 2 at some point.
45
They
yards
tried right there. If it was a better pass,
Hennessy.
it would have been a nice connection.
Nonetheless,
the Saints find a touchdown again. 35-19 is the score. 9:38 to go in the game.
Yeah, the Saints getting back on the board. If they could just hold Bonita, get some quick scores, they could do it. Nothing's impossible to them.
Located at
The game's not
2100
over till it's
Carolina
double
Avenue, San
zeros.
Dimas. Website golfzing.com. We're here to serve you.
And you wonder if it's too early for the Saints to get an onside kick, but you really think they need the ball as much as possible.
That's true, Curtis. And if you remember last year, the Saints started off the game with an onside kick that was to no avail.
They did. Tried to catch them off guard, but I think the Bearcats might be ready for them this time. They're going
There
for
it is, an onside kick. It's a good one. It's going to be a close call. It's a beautiful onside kick by Huey. A lot of the Saints are signaling that they have the ball. No referee has pointed, and now the Saints on onside kick recover it.
And just as we were mentioning, last year they started off with one. This year, much better execution. Beautiful job by the kicker. How about that?
You got to give credit to this San Dimas Saints team. Despite being down 35-13, they said, you know what, we're not going to roll over and just give this game away. They marched into the end zone. They tried a sneak play on the point after, and now here they go on an onside kick, recover it once more. 35-19, still potentially out of reach, but they're not letting go.
No, and that's the right thing to do. You can't give up. Can't give up till the game's over.
Outside handoff, that's Bucola, and Bucola breaks it in to the 20, out of bounds at the 18. Suddenly, the life is alive on the San Dimas side as they are trying to smell and etch their way for a comeback.
And when you're hot. When you got the momentum, you got to just keep going for it. And they've got it all right now. Bucola, their leading rusher, was able to get some good yardage on first down.
First and 10 now in the red zone. Ball spotted at the Bearcats 18.
On the field.
And the Bearcats call a timeout. We've seen that quite a few times after the Saints get a big play offensively. Bogan on the other side is very quick to call a timeout, give his defense a little bit of a breather, and it's kind of taken some of the momentum away from the San Dimas offense. So you got to give credit to Bogan and his coaching utility.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to do. You know, a few big plays for San Dimas, 2 in a row. And Bogan wants to get those Bearcats arrested. They were just out there on defense. They're back out there again. He wants them ready to fight and ready to get the ball back.
possession game, 35-19, but it's a 16-point game. That means San Dimas will need touchdown, 2-point conversion, touchdown, 2-point conversion. But hey, we've seen stranger things happen.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen in this game.
1st and 10 for the Saints at the Bonita 18-yard line. Bulick under center, takes the snap, rolls out to his right, throws in the end zone, incomplete to Kuda. He had Kuda in the end zone, just overshot his target a little bit.
2nd and 10.
Boy, would that have been impressive.
That would have made things interesting out here.
2nd and 10. Ball still at the Bonita 18. Bulick talking with Coach Holman on the sideline. Bulick kind of putting his hands in the air saying, I thought I had him, just overshot him. Holman calls up another play.
And San Dimas has been pretty successful in the red zone so far. A lot of their scores have been coming from inside.
Bulick heads over there. Now one of the rarities comes set out of the shotgun position.
You don't see that too many times out of this San Dimas team.
Bulick takes the snap, empty backfield. Pass is caught at the 8-yard line, a beautiful slant route. Complete to Ben Goodrich. First reception of the game for Goodrich. 1st and goal, San Dimas.
And there it is once again. Out of the shotgun, rare for that team. Gonna put him right in there, right inside the 15. Getting ready to score once again.
Now more familiar. They fumble the handoff, and it looks to be received and picked up by Bonita. A fumble on the handoff. Arturo Orozco lost the ball, and the Bearcats take over on the fumble.
And just as the Saints were gaining that momentum, just as they gained it all, it quickly slipped away from them.
It was Jacob Bucola who fumbled that handoff. It just didn't come out clean out of the hands of Bulick to Bucola. And wow, that just sucked the air out of this San Dimas side. And the Bearcats now just have to manage the clock. They got 8:38. They hand it off to Maldonado, who sheds 5 yards on 1st down, 2nd down now.
And you imagine the Bearcats could be running the ball a lot. Just trying to get the clock down. Just limit the amount of times the Saints can touch the ball for the rest of the game.
2nd and 5. 8 minutes to go in the game. 35-19, Bonita. They always say, protect the football. And that's 3 turnovers for the San Dimas Saints offense. 2 through the air, and now 1 on a fumble.
Turnovers in the game of football always come to bite you. And that's what's happened to the Saints right here, right as they were driving.
Another handoff to Maldonado. Maldonado gets a yard, maybe 2, to bring up 3rd and 4.
And the Bearcats going back to their leading rusher, Maldonado.
Maldonado on the carry.
We see Maldonado and a little bit of Flores today. And 2 very strong running backs for the Bonita Bearcats.
Third down and 3 to go. Ball spotted at the Bearcats' 22-yard line. Sean Jastrap in an empty backfield. Out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks right. Throws right. Pass is caught. That's Durham at the 31-yard line. 1st down, Bonita. Keeping his drive alive and keeping the clock ticking away.
And there's Durham again. We saw him come out of the game earlier with an injury. Good to see him back out on the field.
1st and 10 now for the Bonita 31-yard line.
And Jasper was just very comfortable throwing the ball all night. He's had all the time in the world thanks to that offensive line for the Bearcats. Able to keep their drive moving.
4 passing touchdowns for Sean Jastrab. Had a career high in his first ever start with 5 against Arroyo in a 42-7 win. Bearcats hand it off once more to Maldonado, getting no
Joseph
gain.
Flores on the carry.
2nd and 10.
Tackle by Frank Herrera. Second and
One thing
10.
about high school football you just gotta love is the bands. It's just great to hear both bands, 2 great bands here from these both schools.
And despite the score, they keep on playing and playing and playing. Similar to how the players keep playing on the field. 2nd and 10, 5:30 to go in the game. The Bearcats continuing to chew off the clock. Drive started with 8:30. On play action, the pass is caught at the 50 by Moreno. Once again, Moreno finds himself making a huge play for the Bearcats. 1st and 10
Pass is complete to AJ
into
Moreno,
San Dimas
tackled by
territory,
Dimas.
tackled
1st and 10 for the
at
Bearcats.
the Saints
At the San Dimas
43.
43.
Get a little play action pass by the Bearcats. Moreno's wide open. I don't think the Saints saw that one coming.
Well, the Saints are figuring, you know what? They're going to run it and chew off the clock. They don't dare to pass it on 2nd down. They want to chew off as much clock as they want. Everyone bit, including the secondary, and Moreno was wide open on that right end just with a straight go route.
And the clock is running inside of 5 minutes.
And there'll be a timeout on the field. It's going to be by Bonita. 4:54 to go in the game as Bonita will call their 2nd charge
There's a
timeout of the half.
on the field.
They'll have 1 more remaining. The Saints do have 3 more timeouts, but 4:54, we talked about this early on in the game, how the Saints just don't have that raw, explosive offensive potential to drive down the field in a minute or 2, get the ball back and do the same thing again. It's a slow, methodical pace to this offense. And so it's going to be a tough battle. But right now, Bonita's saying, you know what? Let's just finish the game right here. Let's go all the way to the end zone.
Yeah. With one more score, that might just definitely put the game away for the Bearcats.
Ball spotted at the Saints 43-yard line. If the score will hold, the Bearcats will improve to a perfect 4-0 record for the 2nd consecutive season. The Saints will drop to 1-2 overall. Score is 35-19. San Dimas trailing. Here on 1st and 10, a handoff. Picking up a yard
Joseph
for
Flores on the
Bonita
carry,
is
tackled by
Flores,
James
2nd
Boone.
and 9.
And you see a lot on this drive. They've been getting in that kind of bunch formation, all get in there. Lots of blockers, a few running backs, and they're just trying to protect the ball at this point.
Flores loses the yard. They mark it now at the 44-yard line in Saints territory. 2nd and 11. Oh my gosh. Pass is caught on the right sideline. What a play by Jastrab. I mean, after the snap was made, they faked the handoff. He turns around. He has a Saint right in his grill. Lets the pass go and finds Andrew Garcia outside on the right sideline. 3rd and 5 now.
And then talk about some concentration. That lineman was right in his face, and he still fired a dart to Garcia.
3rd and 5. The tackle was out of bounds, so the clock stopped at 4 minutes and 5 seconds. A Handoff to Flores. Flores trying to edge his way closer and closer. Instead, he's going to get no gain to bring up 4th down. And now San Dimas will call a timeout to stop the clock at 3:57. And now Steve Bogan
There's a timeout on the field.
is going to decide here on 4th down. Do we punt it or do we go for it? They're not in field goal range. And if you punt it, it's going to take one good punt to pin them deep down within the 10. I don't know. I like my offense. I might go for it.
You might go for it, but they got a big lead. You don't want anything bad. You don't want a turnover. So I think you punt it right here. Pin them deep.
Sean Jastrab still on the field. As he makes his way back out, it looks like Bogan is going to say, you know what? Let's try to win the ball game right here. 4th and 4. 3:57 to go in the game. If San Dimas can stop them, it'll be a turnover on downs. It's a 2-possession game. 16 points away. The Saints desperately needing a stop. The Bearcats trying to put their hearts away. Pair of receivers set to both sides. Elias Williams now steps up just a skosh on the inside left side. Jastrab faces pressure on the rush. A huge sack for the Saints, pinning him back, a loss of 10 yards on the play. And it's a turnover on downs. Ball spotted at the Saints 48.
Jastrab is sacked by number 40, Billy Hennessy.
And it looks like
And number 5, Blue Wolves.
Billy Hennessy
San
perhaps
Dimas takes over
came
on
up
downs.
gimpy, and yeah, that was Billy Hennessy who comes up late. Coach Rath out there talking to Hennessy as he walks off the field with him. They can't lose Hennessy if they want to try to stage a very dramatic and late comeback.
Exactly. He's one of their key offensive players in this game.
Scored 2 of their touchdowns. 2 receiving touchdowns for Hennessy. He came to play for the SmudgePot game. Turnover on downs. It was a big sack. One of the few times that offensive line crumbled.
Yeah, and Billy, you're 2 for 2 today. First, it said 99% of the time they score, and then you guess they're going for it. You're right. 2 for 2. Good job.
You know, sometimes I get the predictions right, and sometimes they say, well, that's why I'm up here calling it and not down there making the plays. 1st and 10 for San Dimas. It's potentially their last chance with 3:51 to go in the game. They trail the Bearcats by 16 points. Fake handoff that is fumbled on the ground, jumping on it and recovered by the Saints to bring up 2nd down, but a huge loss. 5-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 15.
And you see after that play, Bulick was already all the way down at the 40-yard line. You think they were running that trick play one more time. They thought that the third time would be a charm, but that one was not a charm.
They spot it now at the 42, 2nd and 13. Bulick, empty backfield, faces pressure, 3 guys in his face, throwing it to Kuda. Intercepted by Horn at the 30-yard line.
Ryan Bueller's pass is intercepted by
Jacob Horn calls ball game.
1st and 10 for the
We're at the
Bearcats.
3rd interception for the Bearcats today at the 30-yard line. Turnover right there, number 4 for this Saints team.
And then there's Horn. You saw him on offense with 2 touchdowns. There's an interception. He waves goodbye to the Saints. That might be all she wrote.
They give out an MVP trophy every single year to the best player in the SmudgePot game. Last year it was wide receiver Cade Kadam with 2 receiving touchdowns. If I have a vote, it's Jacob Horn. This guy has been all over the field. 2 receiving touchdowns, getting things started with the first receiving touchdown for the Bearcats, and then a huge interception right there defensively.
Yeah, and I think you might be 3 for 3 on that one. Horn's been looking pretty good
Joseph
today,
Flores on the carry.
on offense and on defense. But you can't You can't take away, even though Moore might win play the game, you can't take away the game that Jastrab had today. Jastrab, 4 touchdowns.
Also on the tackle,
Looked great all day. Nice and poised, throwing the ball, good accuracy. And he really kept this Bearcats offense in a good position all game.
Steve Bogan just continues to breed great offensive quarterbacks and great offensive teams. And it seems like he's got a gem in Sean Jastrab here. First year varsity level at the QB position. As we mentioned, the previous 2 years, not a single snap did Jastrab have. And yet he is leading this team like he's been there all 2 years, the entire time. 14 touchdowns through the air, no interceptions early on here in the 4th game of the Bearcats season.
Yeah, that's very impressive for him.
Church St. Dimas High School,
In just his first year playing quarterback, they've scored 35 points or more in every game, including this one. And that just shows you what a good quarterback with this type of offense can do.
On 1st and 10, they ran it, and the Bearcats run it again. San Dimas is going to use their final timeout.
Joseph Flores on the carry, tackled by Frank Herrera.
Clock stops at 2:40.
There's a
3rd and 8
on the
to go.
field.
35-19 the score. We're watching the 2019 SmudgePot game on LBTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST, San Dimas Community Television. Once again, a very special thanks to Warehouse Pizza, who fed the crew today on a very hot day when they had to come and set up. It's a nice, cool, late evening now. 3rd and 8 on the Bearcats' 32-yard line. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. San Dimas now out of timeouts, Curtis, and down by 16 points.
Yeah, and although they're down, it looks like they won't come back in this one. We mentioned the good players on Bonita's team, but how about Billy Hennessy? Billy Hennessy, Bully Hennessy, Speedy Hennessy, whatever you want to call him. He's a nice bright light for the San Dimas team.
You're on 3rd and 8. They send the blitz once more. Intercepted by the Saints at the 20, the 10, and into the end zone. And the Saints once again have late life.
But just when you think it's closing out, you get one of those, a pick six.
A pick six with 2:31 to go. San Dimas needs a 2-point conversion here.
They can bring it to within 8, one possession game.
We were talking about Jastrab having a great game yet again, and finally the junior quarterback makes his first mistake as a starter, throwing a pick six here, his first interception of his career.
Hey, I mean, you're going to make mistakes. That's what happens. And luckily, the game wasn't too close. But it might get a whole lot closer right now. If the Saints to get it within one possession, get a nice 2-point conversion right here. They already got one onside kick. If they could get another, it might be bad news for the Bearcats.
35-25 is the score. It's a 10-point game right now. The Saints will go for 2. If they can get this 2-point conversion, it's an 8-point game. An empty backfield. Bulick takes the snap, throws incomplete. And once more, the heart is ripped out of this San Dimas team. Man, oh man, what a roller coaster of emotion for this San Dimas Saints team and fan base.
Yeah, this second half, San Dimas been up and down, up and down.
They definitely had the opportunities to win this ball game. But when you have 4 turnovers, Curtis, those are just heartbreakers.
Yeah, turnovers will lose you games. And
there you see 35-25 the score. 2 minutes, 31 seconds left in the game. San Dimas all out of timeouts. Bonita does have one timeout. San Dimas is gonna look for the onside kick. Bonita this time is prepped and ready. Literally no one in the backfield to return it.
They already got one onside kick. See if they can do it again.
And instead they kick it, but hold everything. There's some flags. Don't know why they would have done a regular kick.
Maybe they figured that one of their players, one of their gunners out there on the kicking team could outrun everyone if they kicked it over their head.
I guess so. That's one way to do it. There was literally no one back there, as we mentioned.
But I don't know. I didn't see Speedy Hennessy out there. I don't
Against the Saints.
know who would have ran it down.
So a penalty on the Saints. They have to bring it back now. A few more yards. Eight players on that 10-yard line. Distance between the kickoff for the Bearcats. Anticipating an onside kick. This one is a little squib. Right to Elias Williams, who takes a knee at the 34-yard line.
Elias Williams.
2:28 to go in the game.
For the Bearcats.
No timeouts for the Saints. They can't stop the ball, or stop the clock rather, a single time.
All the Bearcats got to do is hold on to the ball.
Zach the Rock.
You got to give these Saints credit. Putting up 25 against this Bonita team, it's pretty impressive for anybody. No one's done that all year. First time someone scored more than once against this team.
Right now, the difference in the game is the touchdown to start the fourth quarter, making it 35-13. Otherwise, it's a 28-25 point game, and it's anybody's ball game.
Tackled by Nicholas Reeve and
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know when one touchdown is going to be the deciding factor. And they were up big when they scored that, but it turned out to be some good insurance for them.
The student section of the Bonita side has completely banished the stands as they are waiting to rush this field here at Citrus College and celebrate with the back-to-back SmudgePot champions.
Yeah, and it looks like they will be raising that SmudgePot trophy once again for the second consecutive year.
Flores on the carry, picks up 4 yards, 3rd and 3 for the Bearcats. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the game.
it's 3rd down.
Just over a minute left. You mentioned it, those Bonita fans vacating the stands. Students are ready. Come see all the players on the field, congratulate them for this big victory.
3rd and 2, 55 seconds remaining. And might be a delay of game.
On the Bearcats.
And it is a delay of game on Bonita. Jastrab looking to the sideline, confused a little bit. And 53 seconds to go on 3rd down and now 7.
And no matter the records of both teams,
It's
coaches-
3rd down.
coaches will always tell you, this is the one game a year that's on the top of the list for each team. It's the most important game for each team. And both teams came out to play. It's always a fun game to watch.
Flores on 3rd and 7, gets the first down, and that'll wrap it up.
Joseph Flores on the carry.
They get the first down. The clock continues to run. The chains keep on moving. But one thing remains. The Bonita Bearcats are once again back-to-back SmudgePot champions.
The Bearcats at the Bonita 47.
And the Bearcats, they got a lot of good things going on over there at Bonita. And
Bearcats.
They might be another team that can go deep into the CIF tournament.
The Bearcats take the knee. The players are celebrating. The fans and students are waiting to be let in to rush the field, but not before the teams will meet at midfield to shake hands. But that's all she wrote. The final score, 35-25. Bonita goes back-to-back and regains that SmudgePot championship. It stays within Laverne, housed at Bonita High School, and they edge closer and closer to all-time SmudgePot wins, as it is now 25 for San Dimas and 24 for Bonita. Curtis, who's the player of the game for you today?
Well, you said it earlier. Jonathan, I'm sorry. Horn's got to have the player of the game. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Just a big player for this Bearcats team. And they've got a lot going for them later on in the year.
Yeah, Jacob Horn, 2 receiving touchdowns and key ones. It was the first one of the game to tie up the game at 7-7. And once again, had another one later on in the game to begin the third quarter to make it 28-7. And that was all she wrote. That's all they needed. They ended up winning 35-25. The SmudgePot trophy remains with Bonita as Bonita goes back-to-back, this time by a final score 35-25. For everyone here, Curtis Redmond alongside me and everyone on behalf of LVTV3, Laverne Community Television, and KWST San Dimas Community Television, thank you for joining us. Bonita wins the 2019 SmudgePot 35-25. Good night.